Cruising after 70, the most dangerous things seniors don't know. Imagine this, you finally booked the cruise you've been dreaming about for years. The ocean breeze, no responsibilities, just sunshine and freedom. But then, 3 days in, you're at the ship's medical center with a $400 bill for something you never even thought to worry about. Unfortunately, stories like this are more common than you'd think. And it's not because cruising is dangerous. It's because there are a few important details that many senior travelers simply don't know to look out for. In this video, I'll walk you through the most overlooked risks and mistakes that can turn a relaxing getaway into an expensive headache, and show you exactly how to avoid them so you can enjoy your cruise with confidence and peace of mind. And hey, if you're someone who enjoys smart, experience-based cruise tips, feel free to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your advice might be just what another traveler needs to hear. 1. Assuming your regular health insurance covers everything. All right, let's start with the big one that nobody wants to talk about. Medicare stops at the US border, and most private insurance policies have major limitations at sea. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from viewers who thought they were covered, only to face $15,000 medical bills for a simple heart episode that required a helicopter evacuation in the Bahamas. The ship's medical center isn't free. We're talking hundreds of dollars for basic treatments. Emergency evacuations. That could cost more than your mortgage payment. Comprehensive travel insurance isn't optional when you're over 70. It's absolutely essential. And I'm talking about policies that specifically cover cruise medical emergencies and helicopter evacuations. That $200 you spend on good coverage could literally save you from bankruptcy. 2. Packing medications in checked luggage. This one breaks my heart every time I see it in the comments. Your luggage gets delayed, but your critical medications are inside that suitcase sitting in Miami while you're halfway to Cozumel. For seniors managing multiple prescriptions, this isn't just inconvenient, it's genuinely dangerous. Always, and I mean always, pack at least a week's worth of medications in your carry-on, in their original prescription bottles. Bring copies of prescriptions too, because ship doctors can sometimes help, but they need to know exactly what you're taking. Pro tip from experience, pack a few extra days' worth beyond your cruise length. Flight delays happen all the time, and you don't want to be scrambling for refills when you get home. 3. Underestimating shore excursion physical demands. Here's something that really gets me fired up. Easy walking tour doesn't mean the same thing when you're 75 as it does when you're 25. I've gotten so many messages from viewers who struggled through moderate excursions that turned into 3-hour endurance tests with minimal rest stops and uneven terrain they weren't prepared for. Those excursion descriptions are often written by people who've never actually walked the routes with mobility limitations in mind. Minimal walking might still involve stairs, cobblestones, or standing for extended periods. When in doubt, book the gentler option or stay on the ship. There's absolutely no shame in knowing your limits, and honestly, the pool deck has a pretty spectacular view too. 4. Ignoring medication timing with dinner seatings. This sounds super minor until you realize your blood pressure medication schedule doesn't align with the ship's 8:30 p.m. dinner seating. I get questions about this all the time. Many seniors take medications that need to be timed with meals, and cruise dining schedules can throw everything off completely. If you're on a strict medication schedule, book early dining, usually 5:30 or 6 p.m., rather than late. Your health routine shouldn't have to adapt to vacation. Vacation should adapt to keeping you healthy. Most cruise lines are incredibly accommodating if you explain the medical necessity during booking. 5. Choosing the wrong cabin location. That interior cabin on Deck 2 might save you some money, but here's what nobody tells you. What happens when the elevator breaks down and you're dealing with mobility issues? I've heard from viewers who were basically trapped on lower decks for hours during elevator maintenance, unable to reach dining rooms or medical facilities. Book as close to elevators as possible, preferably on a deck with important amenities. Midship reduces motion sickness, and being near the medical center on deck 4 or 5 isn't being pessimistic. It's being smart. Those few extra dollars for location could literally be the difference between a smooth vacation and a difficult one. And if you're finding this helpful so far, do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps other cruisers find this information. 6. Overlooking bathroom safety. Let's talk about something nobody wants to think about, but everyone should. Cruise ship bathrooms are tiny, often have high thresholds, and those shower floors can become incredibly slippery when the ship rocks. For seniors, a bathroom fall at sea is exponentially more dangerous than one at home. Pack non-slip shower mats if you have any balance concerns, and don't be embarrassed to request grab bars if the cabin doesn't have them. Most cruise lines will accommodate safety requests if you call ahead. A shower chair request isn't unusual, it's responsible planning. 7. Not planning for communication delays. Your family expects daily check-ins, but here's the reality. Ship Wi-Fi costs $20 per day and barely works half the time. Your worried daughter might start calling the Coast Guard when she doesn't hear from you for 3 days because your cell phone doesn't work in international waters. Set communication expectations before you leave. Tell family you'll check in at specific ports, not daily. Consider purchasing a communication package if staying in touch is absolutely critical, but warn everyone that shipboard internet is notoriously unreliable. A few delayed messages aren't worth ruining anyone's peace of mind. 8. Misunderstanding formal night requirements. Nothing ruins confidence faster than showing up to the main dining room in khakis when everyone else is in suits and evening gowns. For seniors who might already feel out of place on a ship full of younger travelers, dress code confusion adds unnecessary stress. Formal nights usually mean suits for men and cocktail dresses for women. Smart casual is business casual. When in doubt, it's always better to be slightly overdressed than underdressed. Pack one formal outfit even if you think you'll skip formal night. You might change your mind once you're on board and feeling the cruise vibe. 9. Failing to research port accessibility. That charming Caribbean port with the authentic local experience might require tendering in small boats that rock significantly. For seniors with mobility issues or motion sensitivity, some ports are simply not accessible, regardless of how beautiful they look in those gorgeous brochures. Do your homework on each port's docking situation. Tender ports require stepping from the ship into small boats that rise and fall with waves. Definitely not ideal for anyone with balance or mobility concerns. Many ports also have surprisingly long walks from the ship to town centers. Know what you're getting into before you're standing at that tender platform, realizing it's not for you. 10. Assuming travel insurance is one size fits all. Basic travel insurance might cover trip cancellation, but medical evacuation, pre-existing conditions, and cruise-specific emergencies require specialized coverage. For seniors, especially those with any health conditions, standard policies often provide a false sense of security. Look for cruise-specific insurance that covers medical evacuation by helicopter or plane, covers pre-existing conditions if purchased within the required time frame, and includes cruise interruption coverage. Yes, it costs more than basic insurance, but it actually protects you where standard policies fall short. 11th, neglecting dehydration prevention. Here's something that catches people completely off guard. Cruise ships are surprisingly dry environments. Sea air is dehydrating, and many seniors don't realize how much extra water they actually need. Add in a few cocktails and some time in the Caribbean sun, and dehydration becomes a serious risk that sends people to the medical center every single day. Drink water constantly, even when you're not thirsty. Bring a reusable water bottle and fill it regularly throughout the day. If you're taking diuretics or blood pressure medications, you're at even higher risk. The ship's medical center sees more dehydration cases than anything else, and it's completely preventable. 12th, overestimating onboard medical capabilities. Let's be crystal clear about this. The ship's medical center isn't a hospital. It's more like an urgent care center with basic capabilities. For serious conditions, you'll be evacuated to the nearest port, which might not have the medical facilities you actually need. If you have serious ongoing health conditions, research the medical facilities at your cruise ports beforehand. Know where the nearest major hospitals are located. The ship's doctor can handle minor issues and stabilize emergencies, but they can't perform major procedures or provide intensive care. 13. Ignoring travel document expiration dates. Your passport expires in 4 months, but your cruise is next month, so you're totally fine, right? Wrong. Many countries require passports to be valid for 6 months beyond your travel date. Getting turned away at embarkation because of documentation issues is absolutely heartbreaking and incredibly expensive. Check passport expiration dates and renewal requirements well in advance. Some cruise itineraries require passports even for closed-loop cruises that start and end in the same U.S. port. Don't assume anything. Verify with your cruise line's specific requirements for each port you'll visit. 14th. Underplanning rest and recovery time. You've waited years for this cruise, so naturally you want to do everything. Every show, every port, every activity. But here's the truth. Your 75-year-old body doesn't recover from full days like it used to, and burnout can lead to illness, falls, or worse. Plan actual rest days, especially on longer cruises. You don't have to get off at every single port. Some of the best cruise experiences happen when you have the ship mostly to yourself while everyone else is exploring. Listen to your body and pace yourself. This is supposed to be relaxing, not exhausting. 15th. Not having an emergency action plan. Last but definitely not least, what happens if you get seriously ill and need to be evacuated? Who has your medical information? How will family be notified? Most seniors don't think about worst-case scenarios until they're actually facing them. Carry emergency contact information and medical summaries with you. Make sure someone at home has your complete itinerary and knows how to contact the cruise line. Consider wearing a medical alert bracelet with a key information. Hope for the best, but always plan for the unexpected. Here's the thing. Cruising after 70 can be absolutely incredible. Some of the happiest, most relaxed travelers I've ever met have been seniors who finally had the time and freedom to truly enjoy a vacation. But preparation makes all the difference between a cruise that creates lasting memories and one that creates lasting stress. Your experience and wisdom are huge advantages. Use them to plan smarter, not harder. The goal isn't to avoid every possible problem, it's to handle the ones that come up with confidence and grace. If this video helped you feel more prepared for your next cruise, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. We're building an amazing community of smart cruisers here, and I'd love to have you be part of it. Now I want to hear from you in the comments. What's the best cruise advice you've ever received from a fellow senior traveler? Or if you've cruised after 70, what's one thing you wish you'd known before your first retirement cruise? Drop your wisdom in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear for their next adventure. And if you found this helpful, share it with anyone you know who's planning a cruise. Knowledge shared is stress prevented, and that's what this channel is all about. Thanks for watching, happy cruising, and I'll see you in the next video.